What's up, traders? Steve Tileman here with Trade the Pool. It is Power Hour. We're going to be doing a nice little 1-2 punch. We're going to be doing an hour of Power Hour right to the bell, and then going to get right into the earnings. We got a lot of great stuff on tap for today. We got not Microsoft. We have Palantir. The other big one in IGV is what I was thinking of. Palantir, a big player, and having some trouble recently. So hopefully earnings are what it needs to carve out a bottom around this 125 area. As you can see, it is finally having a decent day here, but it's been up, down, up, down, up, down, barcoding, while a lot of other software as a service has been absolutely ripping here. So we are happy campers. We have Microsoft. We have Fastly is a little bit disappointing today, but we are expecting it to push sooner or later. And, you know, software as a service, pretty good place to be. Look at Reddit here, absolutely screaming off the 140 entry we got yesterday. Not too shabby, guys. Still liking the strength here, but hoping that we might be starting to see an intraday catch on chips as well. Let me show you that. They are trying their best. Sorry, I didn't quite hear that, Ayush. Gotcha. All right. We'll get into the swing of things here. Hey, Ricky, good to see you, man. How you doing? We are hanging out here, watching, seeing if we can get some traction in the rest of the market. We got the big moves in most of the sectors. Would like to see chips really starting to play ball. All right. Yo. What's up, Alondra? How you doing?
Good. Did you have some food?
Does White Monster count as food?
No.
Are you sure? It's got calories.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it counts. How about you? What did you have to eat?
I had a cinnamon raisin bagel with peanut butter and jelly and two over easy eggs with a mango and now a Lonnie.
I like it. Oh my goodness, that's a big candle on Micron here. Wow.
Woo.
All right.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Chaku. Hi, Ricky. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Snowman. Where's Hamid?
I'm watching to see if I should hedge here.
On MU?
No, I just hopped out of the MU trade break even there. I'm looking to see if SOXS is going to reverse, though. That's what I'm wondering about. Potential double top action on the index, but I also don't really want to be short in general. It seems like a very tough day to be short. So I think I'm just going to chill here, wait, and see if there's a bigger crackdown on SOXL. That'll get me short. Otherwise, kind of hanging out here.
Dude, I got hooked on freaking gold. I knew it was going to be bullish, and I got influenced by you guys.
Oh no! Dude, how? Oh, look at Micron. Is it gonna just? Should I just hop right back in? I'm fine with taking a break even stop and getting back in if it looks good now. Gotta get my stop set up though.
You boo boo, but I think I'm gonna get out of PLTR if it doesn't hold this.
Yeah. Well, remember we got earnings today too, so it's a gamble.
PLTR?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Oh yeah,
that's the start of the show.
Good morning.
I thought you were memeing on me. Let's see. So yeah, we're gonna be watching it. We're gonna be watching it closely. I thought that's what you were here for. We'll be checking it out. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my other screen here, trying to keep tabs on my equity, make sure I'm properly hedged, so I can focus on the show here. Is Micron still hanging out? SPY coming down just a little bit, and I don't think that I want to get back in this long yet. I think the rest of the indices can come down just a little bit. Not sure what the best tool for hedging is here. I'm kind of trying to do some mental math, like how much of my port is in chips. Very little of it. So I think the best is just SQQQ if I need to. So I'm just getting that ready. But Micron honestly holding the line here. So we're going to keep tabs on it. Decent comeback on SOXL there, but I'm just not trusting it quite yet. I think we might get a pullback just because we've had such a great run here already. And I think that might be Micron flushing. perhaps. All right, so that's what I'm watching right here. Let me check on in on the comments here. Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
Telling my Discord that I'm live really quick.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a great day for certain software as a service, but not all of it. And Palantir is one of those kind of like, it is up. It is near the high of the day, and we'll look at that in just a sec. But I'm not 100% convinced in either direction. And I think that's how it should be in doing earnings. Sorry, bear with me 1 second, Alejandra. And if you have any trades you'd like to talk about, let me know. We can bring those up in just a sec.
Okay. Let me look at what's going on here. Whoa, I missed my gold long. I knew it.
They're ripping. Whoa. Okay, interesting. What do you think is up with precious metals lately? I'm having a hard time pinning their action down. You think they're just coming up off the lows and just really trying to find a bid, but just need kind of the right macroeconomic setup? Like, I don't know what headline they're waiting for to pop, basically, is what I'm trying to figure out.
Boy, I don't trade fundamentals. I literally just trade price action.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, it's sometimes I wish I just never even looked at the news. Feels like I'd be better off most of the time.
Yes, because then your brain like literally thinks of that bias of like, oh, good news, bullish. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, the chart just isn't there and the price action just doesn't give you what the headlines say.
Absolutely. And that's no fun. Okay, let me get your opinion on this. So I'm trying to figure out how to hedge. I feel like Soxel actually looks a lot stronger than the Qs. You see on my screen, Soxel on the left or on the right and Qs on the left. I guess they kind of look the same, don't they?
Yeah.
All right. Either way, I think it might be a double top. How are you feeling?
What time frame are you on? 1 minute?
Yeah, this is a 1 minute.
I don't analyze on the 1 minute like that.
5? Can you do a 5? Give me something.
I usually go on the 15 and I work my way down.
Okay, that's fair. That's that top wick though that I'm looking at. So if that's there in 4 minutes,
okay, yeah.
Or if it loses,
I see it. I like it. Okay, this could be a first sign of a short for sure.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for. We'll see if it resolves below here.
The only thing I don't like is that MNQ is in like a weird range above a level that I have. So it's almost like going against the trend in a way because it already broke the level that I have here, which is, let me see what level, 28,700. And then on the let me see the 4 hour time. Let me see the 1 hour time frame. How many more minutes till?
1 hour time frame is going to be, it's 12 minutes, 11 minutes for confirmation, and it's potential top wicks. That's why I'm like, potentially it's a good time to short. I also am looking at chips though and saying they had a nice pop, and now they're kind of coming back in this area where I'd like to start seeing buyers eventually, but it doesn't have to be now. So I wonder if we see a little bit of a handoff, and I think that means that I should be hedging not with chips here because they might show some relative strength. That's a big candle on MU. Interesting stuff. Not sure how to read this, but I do like the grinding up action on silver. This is pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I've been calling silver since last Friday.
Yeah, I just did the mean undercut there, that flush, but now starting to shape up. So we'll see if it can get up on and over 53. That's the next level I'm looking at.
FSLY, slide.
Fastly. Yeah, it's doing nothing. It's hanging out today, but it still is a doji on the daily, so I think it's still okay.
Well, it's holding the bottom of that gap. So if it holds 23, I think we can see that gap fill. But maybe some volume would help it play.
Yeah, I think it's just I mean, when are earnings? The 5th. Yeah, I think it's just hanging out and it'll kind of grind up into those, but that's going to be the big test. So I'm going to try to ride just a few shares into earnings, but I don't want to give up quite yet. It's just digesting this lip right here of the gap, and I think it really wants to run. Let me draw it right there. So as long as it's over 22.89 and finding buyers every time it dips under, I think I want to stick with this play. Chip's still looking weak. I think that might finally crack. I can't decide. I'm so wishy-washy right now.
Are you flat?
What's that? Am I flat? I got a lot of positions. I've been accumulating stuff, but they're all shares. They're all shares. They're almost all green. My Dutch bros is messing with me. I just am trying to find a little bit of a hedge so I can turn my brain off, basically. So let's see if we can. I know what I'll do.
I personally don't like anything, and I blew all my funded accounts.
Oh no, Alejandra. We will have a lot to talk about on Friday. I'm
over
picking up
leveraged
some
on bull
stock stuff.
shorts, thinking that it was gonna dump, and then I was adding on that retest, and then it just never came back down.
Oh no. All right, I'm grabbing my hedge so I can stop paying attention to the market that's in my port and start paying attention to the market that's reporting earnings, because that's what I think is going to be really exciting. I am seeing the push up on success, so just grabbing a little bit in case this is a higher low. If it alerts me over here, then I'm going to grab a little bit more too. Just want to see if it's going to crack down and break further. So, where were we?
Can you show my screen for MNQ really quick? I just want to show you what I see. Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm not. I can't find it. Okay. Let's see. If you go to this, I'm not sure if we can do it in here. Because see, it just pops up as like a little mini thing right there. That's the issue. Sorry, I am now back on the main screen so I can see comments. Guys, how's everybody doing? Good to see you, Talk. Good to see you, Adrian. We are seeing a little bit of weakness here, and I want to see if this follows through. That's the only thing I'm really watching here today until we get into the big earnings. So, couple cool things going on. We have, well, cool for me. We have Amazon. Oh, it is coming down just a little. Okay, so I think that these are finally cooling off just enough that we can start looking for flags to start forming, because these things have just been straight surging. So I'd love to see 4-hour flags starting to surge on or play out on some of the mega caps, because basically I just don't want to see a move this sharp. Not like I want to see it stabilize. I don't want to see it give a bunch back. So Meta here trying to come and reclaim this. This is a nice failed breakdown. If we can get over this, I'd love to see one more pop and then some consolidation here to buy. And I'm seeing this on a lot of mega caps here. It makes me feel like we can finally break out of this major range that we're in. Do you think that Qs are finally ready, or what do you think that they might be waiting for here to get out of this pennant?
Probably a retest back down to the 700s, unless if it holds this 800 level, then we're gonna go to 29,200. That's the next level I have.
29,200. Oh, I got to pull up my futures. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Sorry.
29. Yes, 29,200. Yeah, that's the level we have marked out here. Is basically the point of control. So yeah, it definitely should be on track. Also, I never chart Qs, or NQs, but look at that path. That played out pretty well.
Wow, yeah, mine played out perfectly to the T too.
There we go. We didn't get the upside move, but hey, only one of them can make it. So interesting to note that we're kind of just hanging out over the daily 21 now. I'll show you that on the Qs as well. Yeah, over the daily 21. SPY smashed through it yesterday, and just a beautiful candle on SPY in particular. And this is, I mean, hey, can't tell me this ain't going much higher. Great look there.
Damn, Adrian said one of his friends wanted to buy Google last year so badly around 150, but his wife wanted a new bathroom. I would be like,
oh no, that's an expensive bathroom.
Yeah, that sucks. I hope
defense.
It's worth going to the bathroom in that bathroom.
Defense is still incredibly strong, by the way. This thing is cooking. I think it still wants to go more. Yeah, defense 4-hour chart is what you should be looking at. Everything else is a waste. I think it's still hanging out. Yeah, there's the hourly putting in a nice flag there. I love charts like this. Maybe one more push down to the 60 or something, or it might just be ready to go. Let's see. Yeah, just curling up on the 5 could get some momentum going here. SPY just no chill, and I guess you just never short anything. Is that the answer?
Yeah, not when it pumped from a large area of demand and psychological area.
Yeah, can't argue with that. So I think it's still relatively weak enough that I'm just going to hang out.
Yeah.
Well, it breaks down a little more, and then I'll hang it up here.
I kind of want to pick up some shares of FSLY.
Dude, it's a good company. I just want to figure out like where it's going to, like, it's dipping up into the gap basically, and I just want to see if it does come back, where does it find the rising support? Ideally, it'd be off the hourly trigger. So that would be 2272, so not too much lower. I really don't want to see it losing like 2250, 2260. So we might be getting the reaction now. Definitely, it's going to be. I think it's going to be an earnings gamble though, so we'll have to have a little bit of faith. I have some shares from lower at 20, so I feel okay riding it up into here, but it is a little bit nerve wracking, into the print there. Let's see. Kelso asking, will Palantir chat? It's a great question. I sure hope so. It's tough. It's tough because it's really, really ambiguous right here on higher time frames. I think it wants to be a flag in my book. It's just been having such a hard time break out with everything else, but it could have just been waiting for its earnings. That's kind of what I'm under the impression of. We are going to dig into the financials and everything else in just a second. So that'll give us a lot more to talk about. Adrian calling out the Reddit and CoreWeave new high a day. Reddit's been great for us here. Nice move there. CoreWeave did trim a little bit of Reddit today, but man, CoreWeave's interesting because it failed the breakout pretty hard, and this was a big level. Man, I could not get myself excited about this like a couple days ago. Now it's starting to look like it's confirming, though. That's really nice.
Nice. All right, I jumped into some INTC shares long and FSLI long. Let's see.
Okay, all right. And Intel, I am liking Intel as well. It's just a little bit tougher to predict, but I do like the potential high or low right off of the weekly support. So if there is a spot where it should catch, I think it should be here. Otherwise, it's probably going a good amount lower. And I think it looks decent just with this kind of overshoot that messed with everybody. Now finally looking good in my book.
So when you look at the market, do you look at SPY, QQQ, or SPX, or all of the above?
Ooh, me, I look at all. I look at SPY, SPX, and Qs most. And that's just because then you can get...
We're literally about to push a new all-time high, and there's nothing stopping it.
Good, congratulations! And Mitch was calling this out this morning. So I mean, I was expecting it too, but not this fast. It's crazy.
Me too. What the hell? Because the MNQ is nowhere near at all pushing a new all-time high. So that's why it's important to look at everything, right?
Yeah, no doubt. It's really interesting seeing that discrepancy still in effect, and I wonder if the chips are going to catch up. I just am not quite seeing it today, like for the full catch up. Maybe this starts right now, though.
Let me take a look.
I have a feeling they're going to do something by the end of the day.
Holy shit, SPX too. What the hell?
Well, SPX and SPY, they'll be exactly the same, right? I mean, just virtually exactly the same. And then the biggest difference for me is going to be Qs versus SPY because we get to see the difference in like where the push is kind of coming from. And so far, what we're seeing on this rally off the bottom, it really hasn't been about the technology names too much. In fact, they've been lagging. And so if they all pick up, obviously the mega caps have been doing great, but if the chips really kind of turn the corner, then we get the big breakout on Qs as well. Hoping we can. And here's the semiconductor index, by the way. So looking even weaker than chips, right? But we are at that weekly support and trying our best to carve it out. Let's see what's dinging in my screen here. I don't know, but something's going well.
Ooh, both of FSLI and INTC are pushing.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Nice reclaim of the 23 there. I think it might be time to close my little hedge here.
Okay.
I think we're seeing a little bit of a pickup. Yeah, looking like I'll just step out and then re-evaluate before the close.
So QQQ, you're right. QQQ looks pretty much like MNQ, of course. Mm-hmm. And then SPX and SPY, they're pushing all-time highs. So I don't know what that means.
Well, I think it just means that we gotta wait for some of these more earnings, and I think it just means there's more reserves waiting on the sidelines to push us higher. That's what I'm really thinking. Sorry, talking while I just got out of my hedge and I'm trying to take a little bit of a long in Micron here. I think
Adrian, are you a part of a Discord or do you stream? Because you seem to know what you're doing.
Oh, he's the man. He's in my Discord.
He's like, I called Roblox and Apple on the stream, short on the earnings. He may,
Yeah, that was a fun one.
okay.
Look at this. So Adrian, you played this one. This is a big gap down. You think this? Where do you think it goes now? Do you think this is another one like Reddit where it can buy back up into the dip, or do you think this is dead? This is a big level. It's pierced. Yeah, I'm curious to hear Adrian's thoughts, but yours as well. It's really big washout here.
Dude, I'm really pissed about gold. Like, I don't even want to look at it.
Oh no! Well, now I have to. Now we got to a little bit
on my screen.
Well, I can't see your screen. Wow, look at that. Crazy. And what about silver? Yeah, silver too. Alejandra, I think you were dead on about silver. I think it's trying. And you know what's crazy? This is something that's cool. If you look at the difference between the silver chart, the SLV, and then the actual futures chart, it looks so different. So I want to show you why it's always important to look at the futures when you're looking at these. Because doesn't this chart on the left look so much more uniform, so much more like tidy and neat and like bullish in my book as a flag, as a bottom? Then like this, it's so hard to read. It's like gap up top wick, gap up bottom wick.
Yeah.
Very tough to, yeah. So I'm a fan of this.
FSLI is pumping.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I told you I wanted to pull back. Maybe the 22 was asking for too much, or I think I said 20, right?
I think you said 20, and I was personally offended. I want to shout out Todd getting back into GLW. I'm assuming he was down in here off of the 200, but I think this is just confirming a double bottom off of VWAP. So I love GLW. This is a great, great company. I got to pick up a share. You got to pick up a share to watch it because this is too good. And if it comes back down and gives me a nice actual entry, then or a little bit of a neater entry, maybe off of a back test of 140 and reclaim, then I'll add a little bit more. But I just want a little bit because it's a great company that I think one day will be much higher.
I didn't really like. Was it Roblox that we just looked at? Yeah, RBLX. Yeah, I didn't really like it. But on another note, QQQ I think has $4 more to go to fill that gap, and then we'll come down from there.
Okay, you think it can reach it? I don't know how much juice it's going to have just into the close, but I think tomorrow we're setting up for a nice secondary kind of continuation day. I wonder if we sell off a little here.
Yeah, I would wait for a pullback and then for sure.
Yeah, we if you look at these Camarilla pivot levels, so we opened. Yeah, we didn't really even transact with the supply zone, so it was just a straight upwards day, very, very strong, but we haven't actually hit that bullish second target yet. We did hit the first target just about, and more importantly, that 700 where I think we're kind of just consolidating around in positive gamma. So I think it's good as long as we kind of build out more volume right around here for another move up. All right. Adrian says silver still sus for me. I bought HBM copper. Copper is pretty cool. Copper's pretty cool. Let's look at that. Oh man, that's a nice base there too. And what about FCX? How's FCX doing? Another really nice base. I'm a big fan of these guys. I'm a big fan. So I like playing calls on FCX. I'm not going to lie.
I need to get gold out of my chart. It's making my heart beat fast.
Oh no. Get out of it. Get out of there. All right, I'm sorry. I'm having bad lag on my side. Everything's frozen. So we'll get something on the screen in just a second. Okay, there we go.
What else can I watch?
Man, FCX is strong.
Gold. I'll watch SPY.
All right, bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm battling my computer so hard right now.
What's happening?
It's very, very frozen, so I gotta kill a bunch of my programs in just a second. But I'm trying to grab a little piece of FCX. I'd like to get involved in this trade as well. These are longer term horizons for me, so I know I'm buying high here, but I think they're breaking out of a base.
SPY is probably gonna hit a new high at 760, no doubt.
No doubt. I like it.
Okay, so Roblox looks really weak. I was just analyzing it again. It looks really, really weak.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just a short into that gap when it bounces up a little more. The kind of dead cat move. Trying to get filled on. There we go. All right, got filled on one gamble for FCX, and it's weekly contract. There's 10,000 buys on it, so big flow, and I'm just going to hold that as a $50 gamble. So SBX here. It can't keep going up. They can't keep getting away with this, can they? Maybe they can. Let's see.
Shorts are screwed. There's no way. Like they already covered. That's why it's been pushing this much. You don't think?
No, absolutely. I'm just like, man, I should be in calls. It seems kind of easy right now. I'm in a lot of.
Tell me about it. I should have been in calls this morning too.
I'm feeling good though. I'm in a lot of diversified shares, and they're all starting to work in different areas of the market. So that makes me feel safe because I can just kind of hang out and ride the winners, and not be too worried about like tons of theta, for example. I'm very small options plays. Hey, we have somebody in the chat asking about when is the earnings for Palantir. So it is right after the bell, or very close after the bell. Let me pull that up. And then we'll be covering that, as well as I have a presentation to give about the earnings that we'll get into in just a minute here. Just wanted to wrap up the trades because it's been a busy day. Mm-hmm. So what, let's see, we have Palantir, we have Grab, we have Snapchat, and ON on semiconductors. Any of those calling to you in particular? Do you think you might trade the Palantir if it gives you a good look?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll have 5 minutes after the bell. So we'll talk about that one and Onsemi first. Those are both 5 minutes after. Then we have Snapchat 10 minutes after. And those are going to be the big ones. We also have Grab, which is a fun name. I'm trying to find it on this list. I'm pretty positive it's there. And Grab's going to be like a Southeast Asian version of Uber. So that one moves a lot, very high beta. We're going to take a peek at that as well.
I see Smoke Tuna's like, I can teach you small caps.
He can. He's awesome.
I know how to trade them. I just prefer not to.
That's fair. They're just a different game entirely, right? And speaking of which,
sometimes I'll take some shares on Trade the Pool.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I like to do it to kind of break up the monotony of sometimes my systems get a little boring. Like, look at this. This is exciting. I don't care who you are. Anything up 200% on the day and flagging for more. Pretty impressive. Let's see if RITR can curl up and out. Going through some of the other names like Crow mentioned, DFNS. This is the big one to watch. So let's see if this is making some kind of bull flag. See if it can find support. Something like down here into VWAP. It'd be really nice around 52 perhaps. So we shall see. All right, I think we're just about ready to get into these. What's that?
Damn, I hella forgot.
What's going on?
So if you buy 0 DTE option contracts, they close you at 12:30. They just close.
They sure do. I hate that. Yeah, it's one of the many reasons that for zeros I'm like only in for like 5-10 minutes usually, and then I start getting all paranoid.
Yeah,
looking over my shoulder.
I should have just closed it when I pushed, huh?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I mean, I always just sell my contracts on pushes, and that just makes me feel much better about holding the runners. Speaking of which, ONDS just pushed up here and put my contracts nice 15% green, so I might trim those. But man, this chart's looking pretty good. So guys, this is one that I wanted to talk about as well for a swing before we get into the earnings report. ONDS finally starting to shape up, finally doing the higher low, the double bottom action here. And I think it's got a date with the VWAP into earnings. So it's got a few weeks for earnings, and I think it wants to run up and smack into this 200 day. That's where I'd really like to take some of these contracts off. So hopefully it plays out for me, because this line sure didn't. You ever draw a path and it's just so wildly inaccurate that you have to leave it on there to shame yourself?
Yeah.
All right, I've been through enough.
Thinking on that one.
All right. Let's see. Is there anything you want to talk about before we get on into the earnings?
No. It's your show. I'm here. I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty.
Are you sure? Because I'd love to close a position or two here before I go to the end of the day. It's like, hey, do you have anything?
Okay, but what happened to my F Sly? Why did it close me out?
I don't know. Were they options?
No, on shares on Trade the Pool.
What the heck?
What? Oh, did they hit my profit target?
Already?
Did it? No.
Did it? It couldn't, because I'm red on my position again. I'm not red, but like on the shares I just added at 22.99. Yeah, I added 15 there, and those are red. So I don't think it's pumping too much. Let's like take a look at it. FSLY. Did you have a tight stop?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, this is only 15 cents. So for me, I'm just hanging out. I'm looking at hourly candles more than anything else. And really as long as it's holding over like 2270, 2250, 2260, that kind of high volume shelf we've been building since yesterday, feeling pretty fine about it. Even if it comes down to 2150, I think I just want more. That's kind of where I'm at. I just really like it, and I want to wait for these moving averages to catch up, because then they'll be kind of applying the pressure that I think we need. See, like this blue one like this yellow like this, and this will become like a little push-off area for it. So that's what I'd like to see to get it up into this gap here. But of course, earnings plays can be tricky.
Yeah. Hi, Nigel.
Yo.
Taku, she's really my daughter. So funny. Let's see. I'm just gonna read the comments really quick. Smoke Tuna said he'll send you some swing setups. Adrian is calling out ONDS.
Yeah, I love it. Very strong, right? I'm holding my contracts for now, but I should trim just a little.
ONDS. What's ONDS? Oh, it's
ONDS is a drone company. They're pushing nicely here. They were a real pain in my tuchus last year. The management. Well, I was going to say something else, but the management. I really liked a lot of their decisions until I really didn't like some of their decisions. They basically spun off a division of the stock that I really was into. I thought it was a good part of the business, and the market did not like that. They really got slammed. If we look at the weekly chart, it was a tough. I obviously trimmed up here when it went from 9 to 14, but it really seemed like it wanted to ramp up and out to 17, 18, 20. And instead, that decision really kind of cratered this thing. They were selling it hard, but it did hold this prior swing low at $5, and I think it's trying to carve out a nice move up to 10.50. I think earnings just have to be okay, basically. Right? I'm liking this MU push. Glad I got back involved and closed that short. It's making me feel a little bit better.
Okay.
Thanks for bearing with me here. I'm just closing the last thing so I don't have to think. And then we got a nice presentation into the earnings. I think I want to trade Palantir. I think that's the one that I want to trade. And I wonder if Palantir is just so coiled. So coiled.
ONDS, I think it'll go for a new high at 860.
Hope so. Yeah, I like the look there. All right, I'm raising my stop on this tranche of MU to under the 1 minute volume that was coming in here.
There it goes.
822. What's going? What's going where?
ONDS.
ONDS, good.
Maybe to $9.
I hope so. That's the next big spot for me, and I'll show you what I'm thinking.
Are you in it?
Yeah. I have 3 calls for like late August. I also have some shares, but not very many. I didn't really. I just grabbed like a few to watch, and then it started working, so I grabbed the contracts. So 857. That's the level that I really want to see transact, and then we can see what it does.
It's cheap, huh?
I don't know. It's a company. Oh, the contracts are cheap. Yes, I am in like 3 10 strikes for the end of, or maybe they're the monthly August strikes. They were very cheap. Slightly less cheap now, but
yeah. Well,
yeah, I'm only up like 15%.
It opens tomorrow. Maybe I can get some tomorrow because this is like I can't buy it up here. It's too high.
Maybe on the morning pullback. Yeah, I wouldn't say buy it up here necessarily. Just I don't think I'm going to sell quite yet. So I'm moving my alert up there, and I want to get into this presentation though.
Yeah, go for it.
That's what I'm doing.
Wow.
Still going? Don't tell me.
Okay, I will tell you. I'm gonna look up PLTR. PLTR doesn't look sexy. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like it.
It's bad aura. It's got no aura, It's got no emotion. It's just bad vibes.
But it does have a big gap to fill on the upside.
Yeah, but we need to have that kind of change in what would ICT call it? What's it called again? The change in does he just say character?
Delivery?
There it is. That's the one I was looking for.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. And let me know, is this coming on screen here? Beautiful. Awesome. So we'll keep SPY up.
Where are you? Oh, there you are.
All right, guys, we're gonna get on into it. Thanks for your patience here. It's been a wild, weird day. Lots of trading for me. I usually don't trade this much, so it's been overkill on my poor little pea brain. I'm not used to this much decision making.
That's how I was last week, and then I was like, "Oh, I need to take it easy," and then boom.
And that's how they got you. Oh man. All right. So what I want to talk about, guys, we have a couple earnings here, and I'm buying time while I find my notes, and then we're good to go. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. How we doing in chat, by the way? Been a while since I checked chat. You guys hanging in there?
They're chilling. They're excited for your show. Adrian said I'm calling it. The expectations for PLTR is 1.81 billion revenue. They beat to 1.95, maybe even 2 billion. How are you so accurate?
Well, we don't know yet. Let's find out.
Well, I mean, just like the 1.81, I'm like, okay.
We'll talk about it. We'll have some exact numbers for you, Alejandra. I'm just digging out my actual. There it is. It was so hard to find. Okay, awesome. Now we're good to go, guys. So we got 4 names tonight, all after the bell here, all inside about, just a couple hour window. We have Palantir, Snapchat, Onsemi, and Grab. So that's the software darling. We got the struggling social media platform. We got the chip name riding the AI data center wave, and a Southeast Asian super app, all reporting in the same close. So I think that Palantir is going to be the star of the show for sure. That's what I'm going to be looking to trade. But the other 3 are definitely worth noting, especially ON. I think that's a really important name in the semiconductor industry. So we'll keep an eye on how the other ones are moving based off of that. Meanwhile, let's just keep SPY up real quick. Make sure it's not dropping too much. Seems like it just hit its big target and is now pulling back just a hair, just a smidge. And that's all right. So Palantir, this is first up. Real quick lay of the land. The street wants 1.81 billion in revenue on Palantir, and they want 35 cents in EPS. The options market is looking like about an 11.4% swing there, and we're looking at $14 in either direction in terms of that movement. So on Palantir, $14 in either direction from its current price. We'll measure from VWAP. $14 to the upside. Going to be quite substantial, right? This is going to be a very major move. I think up to the weekly target as I modeled it. Oh, even beyond. So this is one thing, guys. When the expected move is so far up that it would smash a major level, for me, it's that weekly trigger. I'll go to a daily to show you. When you get this, often, if it does get the measured move, it'll be the start of a major breakout because it's already kind of busted out all of the shorts and it's got a lot of room to run in the major range. So if it can get over this 14%, see, it'll be over all of these major levels, these prior wicks high, this weekly trigger for me, this weekly 21, and I think that would set this up for a really nice push. And you could be dip buyers as long as it holds 135. So that is the move to the upside, 14% there. If earnings are bad, though, this thing is going to flush out probably to about 107, 108, right about the recent low. So it becomes precarious, right? Because just like we said, if it goes to the upside measured move, it smashes through that resistance. Very bullish. If it gets to the downside, it could smash through the low here, and that could lead to a bit of a waterfall down to about 100, 90, even down to the 200 week at 70 is possible over the next couple months. So big range, and this thing is basically trying to hold on to a big flag. If it can, well, all the more power to it, but it might not be that simple, and we're going to talk about why. Going on into it. Real quick, the other measured moves or expected moves. Snapchat, if you're just looking for a big high beta mover, this is your number one, 15% in either direction. Pulling a chart up here. Really decent look on the weekly, actually. And you don't say this very often about Snapchat. Yeah. Not bad, right? High or low? Decent. Over the $5 psychological level. Looks good until you kind of zoom out and realize, oh boy. They do not like this one very much, do they? This thing has been beat to the ground from 18 all the way down to 5. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Snapchat turns out not one of the big winners in the AI race. Turns out just about no moat there. So what you're seeing, this higher low, I think that to get this thing going, to get the party started, we're going to have to see, well, this expected move, because that will, I mean, man, look at that. It could go 20% and still be under the prior swing low. Could still reject. So I'm not sure if 15% is even going to cut it to get this thing completely off the bottom, but we'll have to check in on the actual earnings. We have some numbers to look for there that we'll get into in just a few. By the way, guys, 17 minutes till the bell. Just keeping you on time here. ON, speaking of on, this one, 11.5% move, and this is in the semiconductor space. Specifically, they do a lot of work with cars, you know, the components that go into cars. I believe they are also other like analog semiconductors. So with an 11.5% move, where it's currently sitting, puts us in an interesting space because either we get a really nice long-term entry. If we get a dip 11.75% down, I'm going to be buying in the long-term port at $70. I think that it's a good company, and I think that's a fair value, a good price for it. And if we do get an unexpected beat here, we could be looking at a reclaim of this kind of key level that it lost last week, and it could start rebasing and potentially carve its way up sooner than I thought. In general, I'm not sure these are like going to be super high. Like I don't think they're going to make new highs in the next month or so. But I do think that overall they're good. They're good to buy down here, and they will get at least a nice mean reversion move, a nice dead cat move that could be 20%, 30%, 40%, even if we don't make the new all-time highs on some of these higher quality semis. So that's what I'm thinking there. We already talked Palantir, and then Grab also right around 10%. So all big moves tonight. This is another one that's trying to basically scoop out here. So it's got this higher low. If it can get its measured move of 10%, that would put it right about at the new swing high, testing at least over this 200-week moving average in purple. So that would definitely set the stage for a potential bigger move up. This thing has been a very frustrating one if you're an investor. Great for trading, terrible for investing. But if you look at it, it's coming back in to this resting support. So we'll kind of dig into the fundamentals as we go through these names and kind of parse whether the technical setups justify, the overall goodness that we're seeing here. Meanwhile, our Fastly just got an alert there, so I think that's having a little bit more fun into the close. A little bit. It's shaping up. Nice higher low here under VWAP now as well. I'm liking that look. Before we hop into anything else, let me just double check on some of the other swings that we're in. Oh, Micron, beautiful action there. Reddit, new high a day. Excellent. We love that. Dell, how you doing, baby? High a day. Okay, we'll take that. And I've been buying like one share of a few things here and there that look good. So Generac, I am red on this. Looking at the plays I'm red on. Oh, ONDS as well. That one's, I'm going to trim a little bit just because I don't know what's going to do. And I don't want to get caught with my pants down.
I was waiting for a Dell and I totally forgot about it.
It's such a nice one. Let's see.
Where was that?
Give me un momento.
And this morning after it flagged, huh? Technically Friday, I think, was the start of the move, and then it consolidated.
There we go. All right, sorry about that. All right. For anybody also in ONDS, I just took 2/3 of my contracts off, a nice little 25% gain, and they were runners. The other one was up. I sold it up 30%. It went to double, so I'm a dummy, and then I got back in when it started consolidating up here. So I'll take my little money and give myself enough room to pay for the lotto there. Alejandro, you said you were talking about Dell, right?
Yeah, and I totally forgot about it.
It happens. But hey, you know what? On a daily time frame for a swing, this ain't even extended. I mean, we could wait for a little pullback to like 415 or something. But man, I think this one is about to take off. I think it's finally time for this base to break. And I think this is going to be a 500, 600 maybe dollar stock pretty soon. So just throwing it out there. I'll keep yelling at you if I think it's still a good buy, but a little extended right now.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's get on into it here. Sorry, last thing. Let's check the silver. I got to check my leverage before I do anything silly and just hold something that looks like trash, but that doesn't look like trash. All right, we're good to go. So let's get into the numbers here, guys. Palantir, first up today. Here's what I want to talk about. What they are, why they matter. So Palantir's up a little bit today. Let's see how much, 2% or so. Yeah, about 2.3%, 2.2%, sitting at right around 126 currently. So it's notable on its own just because the stock's fallen, roughly 40% off its highs, and it's trying its best to catch a little bit of a bid. So maybe we're starting to see a little bit of more interest coming back into this name. The tension I'm watching here is that Palantir has beaten every EPS estimate for 8 straight quarters. 8 straight quarters. Question is, stock's fallen after each of the last 4. So what's the deal there, and why is it happening? What can we actually look for? Because it seems like a beat by itself. It stopped being the bar. That used to cut it, not so much no more. The market's decided that Palantir's valuation, which is something like 70 times sales, 113 times forward earnings last I checked, they're already assuming that it's going to beat, right? So that's not the question, and it doesn't really move the stock as much anymore. What really does is going to be the guide. So the guidance question is what really comes into play, and we want to see the raise. Obviously, bulls want to see the raise. The company's own full year guidance sits at roughly 71% revenue growth, so about 7.65 to 7.66 billion. And analysts who've been closest to this name are looking for a raise towards 75% plus, so somewhere closer to that 7.83 billion. I think Adrian was looking for 8.1 billion. Is that correct? So that would be a big plus size beat, and that would send this thing up, up, up. One estimate has Q2 growth itself landing near 85%, well above the 79% the company guided for the quarter. So yeah, I'm watching for whether management uses tonight's call to lift that full year number. And if they do hold the guide steady, even just steady guide on a clean beat, I think the stock probably dies. To be honest, I think it probably is. It's going to be tough. I think that we really need the nice guide raise. Sorry, almost lost my train of thought there. That means it's time for more Monster. Sometimes you got to power through Mondays. Huh? I'm not used to getting up at 6 on the Mondays. This is usually my sleep-in day. So
okay. Well,
thanks for bearing with me, y'all.
I know how I feel every day now.
Yeah, you're a futures warrior over there. How's that going, by the way?
We'll talk about it another day.
Maybe over drinks. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Let's get into these numbers a little bit more. Underneath that headline number, there's only one that I really care about, and that's the U.S. commercial revenue number. So consensus is looking for something like 134% year-over-year growth there. And my Soxel is beeping, which I think means we're going up.
I think
we're going up.
Oh, I don't like how Trade the Pool closes me out.
It's to protect you right then. So if you do a swing account, then you won't get closed out. And basically the idea is they don't want people to get stuck in things and then punished for it, right? So if they automatically close out everything in a day trading account at the mock candle, you're not going to get
10 minutes left.
That's the mock candle. So that's when big institutional orders kind of hit the tape and they can cause very violent candles. So it's a good idea to close us out before then as opposed to after then.
Right.
And I thank the stars that they do, because the amount of times they've gotten me out and then all of a sudden there's a big candle against me. Like, oh my goodness, thank you. Just something to consider there.
I'm over it.
You're over it? All right. Well,
bad trading day for me, but
it's okay. We'll get them back next time. Yeah. Let's finish this up real quick. Give you the rest of the numbers. Maybe you can make some money back on Palantir here. We'll talk about it. So we talked about how we're just looking for that U.S. commercial revenue essentially. Consensus is looking for something like 134% year-over-year growth there. That's the AIP platform converting into paid production stage enterprise deployments, not pilots. So if that number does hold, or let alone accelerate, that'd be great. It's going to be the clearest evidence that the commercial story isn't just government contracts wearing a software multiple. That's what people are worried about, because there's all of this negative press swirling around, or at least there was last I was really informed on the stock, about basically Spain, France, other governments. They're considering them a sovereignty risk. They're saying, hey, Palantir, get your eyes out of our stuff. We don't need this risk of a foreign entity basically knowing this much, cyber information, metadata about our population, all that stuff. So that means less government contracts. That it's also just bad publicity overall. I mean, it seems like every time Alex Karp's on TV, he's saying something that's bad for publicity. But that being said, I think that this company could be close to an inflection point, and this earnings could be a nice beat that really does turn the corner here. So I think that's all the numbers I want to talk about for Palantir specifically. Yeah, let's just talk a little bit more about the valuation story, and then we'll talk about the really quick bull and bear case. So essentially, you zoom out, and this is a valuation story wrapped around a real business. You have Oppenheimer. They reiterated to outperform with a $200 target, calling for Q2 growth closer to 85%. So that was that kind of outlier to the upside that we were looking for in terms of the street estimates. That's the bull case in one sentence, right? So that's this business basically saying that they're compounding faster than its own guidance will admit, and every quarter that gap closes, and that's a reason to own this at a premium multiple. It's basically justifying that premium multiple that it's still sitting at. The bear case is just as simple though. At 113 times forward earnings, there's no real room for good, not great, right? We need a big print here. So 4 straight sell to beat quarters. That's really what the market's saying, right? We don't care if you beat by a small amount. We need a big beat. Otherwise, you're going to continue to get punished. Beatings will continue until beats get better. I don't know. I'm watching whether tonight is the quarter that actually is going to break that streak, essentially. So that's the bull and bear case for Palantir. We can talk levels as well. Like I said, the 14% to the up or downside, that's going to be our big target. And I'll show you where that is. Once again, 14% to the upside, sitting at right. I'm sorry, it was at $14, 11%. So right under 140 bucks. I'd say 137 to 140, a good range to look for. To the downside, looking at right about 110 to 111, 110 to 112, we'll call it. So in terms of more technical levels, Alejandro, let me know if you're seeing anything in particular. But I'm really watching for this high volume shelf at 130 to 135, especially that 135 node, 135, 136. Through there, then we get the big greater than expected move, and we could really see a squeeze. That's probably something that happens later in the week after a bullish move gets us up to that 135 initially and then maybe pulls back. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. If we do get a nice pop and then a back test of the rising 9-minute moving average, that's my bread and butter earnings setup, and I will be taking that. But otherwise, I'm going to take it nice and easy. That's what I got for Palantir. Anything you're seeing there before we move on to the next?
I would like to see a nice big pullback to fill that gap to the upside, and then probably take profits at start taking profits at 132 and then let it ride to 135, 136, maybe even 140.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, the 140, that's the bigger target to the upside for sure that I would like to see transact. All right. We have Snapchat up next. Always a fun one.
We have 5 minutes until market closes.
Man, yeah, and by the way, guys, I'm just really noting how much I like this FCX setup. This thing could get really, really explosive. It's had 2 really tight days right against this 50-day. As soon as it breaks through 63.55, yeah, I think this thing wants to really go. It's got a gap above all the way to 68, and I think this could cook. So I'm going to be watching this one very closely. I placed my gamble-y little bet there on some weekly calls. We shall see how that goes. Onwards to Snap. Nice day today so far, and that's interesting to see.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to, there we go. Snapchat up almost 6%, to actually more, 7-8% by now. 6% was 497. This is almost 6% now. Congratulations. So that's a real move and worth talking about. Options are pricing in a 15% move, about 76 cents, and that's the widest of anything reporting tonight. Consensus wants 1.53 billion in revenue. That's about 14% growth there, and they want EPS estimates clustered around they have EPS estimates clustered around break even. Some sources have it slightly positive, some slightly negative, which itself kind of tells you how uncertain this one is. Their own guidance calls for 152 to 155 billion in revenue and 175 to 200 million in adjusted EBITDA, leaning on that North American ad strength and the upfront commitments, up roughly 10% year over year. So that's going to be the kind of backbone for this quarter. Last quarter, they beat by 25%, and that headwind, but there is one headwind that keeps showing up. And that's the Middle East disruption. That cost them 20 to 25 million back in the March quarter. And it's an open question whether that drag is going to persist or not. So what I'm watching here is whether or not the North American ad recovery is broad-based or whether it's concentrated in a couple of verticals. And I need to see what management's saying about AI and their ad tooling adoption, basically, because their AI ad tooling adoption, I should say. Basically, what the heck are they doing with AI to kind of bridge the gap and make them not an AI loser? One more tell here is that 3 sell-side desks cut the price targets into this print. So Mizuho to 5, UBS to 5, and Goldman to 6. All still neutral, but it's not a great signal, you know? Worth noting, I have some alert pinging. Something happened. Probably nothing too crazy. Looks like chips want to close near the high of the day, and that's got to feel good for the bulls that have been having some trouble. Yeah, a nice flag into the end of the day there. Remember, guys, 2 minutes till the bell. 2 minutes till the bell, and we'll have 5 minutes after.
What are you looking at to trade?
Just Palantir so far, I think. If we do get a nice, basically a breakout that's within the measured move, so maybe a 3, 4, 5, 6% breakout, then I want to see it flag into the rising 9-minute moving average. That'll be my entry, assuming that I like the actual prints, you know, the actual number, or guide, I should say, is what matters. So in terms of Snapchat, let's get on into the bull and the bear case here real quick. Bull case is that the ad recovery is real and the AI tooling is starting to show up in revenue. Bear case is that the stock is already up 6% today into the widest implied move of the night. So with 3 fresh target cuts on the tape, that's a lot of good news already priced and not much room for error here for Snapchat. Getting on into ON, we're going to go a little bit faster. We do have 5 minutes after the print, but just want to get through this as fast as possible. Pencils down in just a second here, guys. 30 seconds to the bell. That's a good chance for me to actually double check, make sure there isn't anything I need to trim. Nah, I like the silver. Yeah, I like the silver and I like the FCX still. I'm going to ride these.
Yeah.
Like all my shares. I think we're good to go. We're going to rock and roll here.
Almost there. I'm going to get ready to buy PLTR.
So here's what we're looking for on. Which is funny because there's also an on ticker. So we're not looking, this isn't what we're looking for on. Just on. There's the bell.
Down.
All right. So on semiconductor, basically flat today, guys. There's quiet price action. Let me double check, make sure it's still basically flat today. See if they did anything into the close.
My PLTR is frozen.
Oh no. I think everything froze there for a second. Yeah. ON relatively lackluster day. Palantir pushing up after the bell. It'll be a few minutes till the print, so don't get too faked out, but I am going to be watching for a break of the high of the day there, 127. 127. It could run up, grab liquidity there, come back and form a higher low perhaps. Something like that.
Got me in nicely.
Okay, ON also popping right out of the gates here. That's interesting to see, but probably a very wide spread. Yeah, 80.50 to 81.20 there. So widespread there. We're going to get into the details on the ON print really quick, and then with a few minutes to spare, we'll hop on into the actual trades for Palantir here. So on. Consensus is 72 cents EPS here. That number is up 36% year over year, so very successful year for the semiconductor company. Shocker. Sitting inside the company's guide at 65 to 77 cents per on the guide. Revenue consensus is $1.59 billion. Yes, $159 billion, up 8%, and also inside the 1.53 to 1.63 billion guide. So ON has beaten on both lines 55% of the time, and we have
pushing.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Can't complain. It's been a very solid green day, you know, for longs. Yay.
Sir. Yeah, it's a fun one. It feels like a party, right? When just everything's green. Almost.
There's something different today.
Yeah. Thinking we're getting the bottom in?
I think this is the first time I'm seeing you without a hat.
I'm sorry if I let you down. I do have hair under there. Well, Caesar, you know, it's so much easier to just throw a hat on, and when you're especially in the middle, like awkward phases of like, am I going to grow out my hair or am I just too lazy to go get it cut? I can't decide, so we'll put it off till next week. So I think I'm through the awkward phase, so now at least it's not terrible. Speaking of terrible, Palantir, this thing making it tricky to trust it. So it did do the thing that I was talking about, sweeping up over the high of the day there. Now coming back, I wonder if this is the entry. Wonder if this is the entry before the big move. But again, we're gambling if we don't wait for the actual print, which is coming out in 3 minutes. So sorry, Caesar, we can chat more in just a sec, but I was just about to finish up the ON presentation. I just want to get that one out at least for people. So we have just a little bit more boring stuff to talk about, then we'll get to hang out. Okay, so what we're watching here on ON is essentially this. The growth story here is the AI data center exposure is here to stay. You know, we want more, and this is the one of the companies we can look for. Revenue there is accelerating more than 30% quarter over quarter, and it's expected to double this year. So gross margin pushing upwards of 38.5%. That's the real secular story here for a semi name that's spent years as a cyclical auto and industrial supplier. So it's starting to kind of break free of those chains, maybe just a little bit. So what I'm watching here is whether that AI data center commentary gets more specific. I want to hear customer names, I want to hear capacity commitments, and I want to hear whether that gross margin guidance actually reaches that 38.5% target or just approaches it. So that's the big thing for me. And let's see. The bull case. Bull case is basically that this is the first real secular growth leg in semis in years, and ON is on the early, is in early on monetizing it. Sorry, broke my brain. The bear case is the stock hasn't moved into the print. Could be good news that it's, it could be that good news is already priced in, or that it's that nobody's really positioned for a surprise in either direction. So maybe not so much of a read there, but worth talking about. We're going to have the Palantir print in 1 minute, starting to coil over these prior little swing highs that we got in the last hour. We shall see whether they hold the line here. You guys excited?
I have a pretty good entry, so I'm not tripping.
Awesome. You're in already for the long?
Yeah.
We're gambling, baby. I love it. All right, so I'm going to get ready to give you some prints here as they come out. Let's pull this full screen.
Just don't know how far up it'll go.
So I think through the 127.50, we can look for a potential move up into the, I mean, it's got room. It's got room to 137 is where I'm looking to find some resistance. 140 is the bigger target for sure. But again, we got to get that growth. We got to get that forward guide.
Oy.
So
I'm out of margin. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
There we go. There we go.
Come on, baby.
Gambling. Take some off.
Show me something good.
Take some off in case it reverses.
No, don't tell me that. It's just getting started. I'm moving my risk into
I do agree, but I'm waiting for the safer setup here.
Okay, fine. I'll start.
Looking good. Looking good. All I'm saying is that's a nice move already.
Yeah.
It's a 5% move, and those reverse fast. If they're inside the measured move, they can always reverse.
Oh, my entry was 1.5.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm trimming.
All right, we're cooking here, guys. We're cooking here. Who's long Palantir? Who's cashing in on this, guys? Now I can finally get to the. Well, I can't even get to the comments. I need to read these earnings for y'all. There's the leprechaun. Boom. All right, guys. Remember, 137 to 140. That's where we're looking. Big move, big money move. All right, and I'm trying to get numbers for us here.
Damn, this is so cool.
Still cooking. All right, we got a double beat. EPS came in at 0.41 over the estimate 0.35. We have revenue at 1.94 over the 1.81 billion estimate. So, loving that action so far on the double beat. I'm going to keep on popping in with commentary in just a second. What was that, Caesar?
No, I'm just listening to you guys. Just typing up.
Oh, awesome. Right on. I'm hearing things. I'm all jacked up on Monster.
So where we have you guys on Palantir? So assuming you guys were expecting it to be bullish, right?
I was leaning bullish. Yeah, I was leaning bullish. But, you know, I always hedge my bets and say I'll wait for the numbers. Basically, I wanted to see a good forward guide. That's what I'm looking for right now. But we do have two clean beats here in a 17% beat on EPS and 7% on revenue.
That's so cool.
137 approaching. This is where I would start trimming more heavily. And this did not give me my entry that I was looking for.
I'm only holding 10 shares.
Nice.
Okay,
nice.
140 next. And if this thing holds over 140 and we have a continuation this week in the tech sector, I mean, you could see 150.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And this might send our Fastly too, Alejandra. I mean, it sure ain't going to hurt having anything in the software space ripping like this. Loving the action. So let me find some more in-depth numbers. Yeah, take some off. Take some
No,
off and let it cook, I'd say.
I already did. I'm just holding down.
Well, still.
It
Better to
was
sell more or higher. And then if it catches, you know, you can always try to get back in. All right, sorry, I'm trying to get some.
I'm already up like 600.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's
Awesome. What were you saying right before the God candle came in, by the way? Something about margin?
Oh, I didn't have enough margin to buy more.
Oh, okay. What a gangster. You were trying to buy the dip.
I only bought 50.
I thought you were about to get margin called. I was like, oh, I'm so glad we got that. All right. Nice move here, but we still have room, and that's why I was saying I would hold a little and let a little ride. This is where I'd start selling, but I think we have room up into the 140 proper. And so I'll see if I can get my scraps. I'll see if I can get my scraps if this consolidates and then starts pushing up. Let's see. What did Micron just do after hours? Came back a little into the close. Seems still okay. Palantir, though. There's the new high. There's the new high. Let's see what it does into the weekly trigger here. Boom. This is big.
40's next.
40
Yeah, I think 40 is where you see some more sellers stepping in.
I'll let 10 ride to 40.
Palantir reports Q2 2026 U.S. consumer revenue growth, or U.S. comm revenue growth, 149% year over year, revenue growth of 93% year over year, raises fiscal year 2026 revenue guidance to 82% year over year growth. And yeah, beautiful. Okay. Crushing consensus expectations. And that's what we're looking for. Again, it wasn't the beat, it was the guide, in my opinion.
Guidance.
Nice stuff.
Guidance is always a good thing.
Market, I mean, they want to know you did good last quarter. They really want to know you're going to do good next quarter. That's where the real money's at. Awesome stuff. And now we got to check in with ON because that is the one that we've been neglecting a little bit here. So far, looking flat. I didn't hear my alert go off, so I knew it wasn't anything crazy to the downside at least. I was hoping to scoop some shares at 70 here on this one, Cesar. Looks like I might not get the shot. But
ON?
Any feelings on this ON here? It looks strong to me.
OM or ON?
ON. On.
ON.
Oscar.
Oh, it's already moving.
Yeah, it is. It's moving now. It wasn't a minute ago. So I'll get the numbers for that as well.
Currently at 85. I mean, this thing gets over 86, 91, 95. Oh my goodness. This has a lot of room to the upside between 121 and 131. Ooh.
It's a nice look, isn't it? That kind of failed capitulation move here into a higher low double bottom. If it's through that 88, I think this thing's cooking. And that's my weekly trigger. Yeah, 86. Telling me to buy it if it holds over that.
Absolutely.
Boom. Yeah, by the way, this weekly, I got to, Cesar, I mean, I know you don't need it, but I just think you'll just get a kick out of this, my trigger system, because look what it said for Intel. It said, I think you're a buyer if 87.55 holds.
Ooh.
I know. Yeah, so I think we're looking pretty good on chips here for the higher low.
Yes, sir.
Very, very excited about this one. Good stuff.
Okay. Ooh. I love your charts, bro.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Coming from the Intel master himself. This is like, if there's any stock that I would like follow somebody to the end of the earth on, like it's Intel. You know, this is like my favorite. This is the most fanboy I get for a stock, I guess. And it's just because it's not about the stock. It's just about the place I caught it, the narrative altogether. I just love when everybody hates something and I catch the bottom and then it's just off to the races.
They don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it. A lot of naysayers. ON, man. This ON. I'm gonna have to cop an account with Trade the Pool so I could get in on some of this fun.
Well, if you keep hanging out with us, yeah, you'll definitely have to.
Fun.
I just may have to.
We'll hook you up. We'll figure it out. Palantir. Okay, so here's the first spot where I could get some scraps potentially. This is one setup where we can look for the rising 9-minute, this blue moving average. You could get in as a long on here, and then you close it. If it closes, a 1-minute candle with follow through under here. This is for a quick scalp. You could also say, hey, I'm going to give it a little more room to this 21-minute moving average. In general, I really do like to see them respond fresh off of this. So you'll know pretty quickly if you're wrong. This is the first kind of spot that you can kind of look for. And you only do this if you're still well and within the measured move. This is running a bit, like honestly, it's not A+, because it's already ran it's ran 3/4 of its measured move up to this 140. That being said, the risk reward here for a move to 140 is not bad. Say close under there. That's acceptable. You're probably going to be wrong 3/4 of the time. You got to be okay with that. But you get paid overall, very small risk to a nice reward. Maybe you're wrong half the time on these. That's what I'd say. But interesting potential scalp setting up there. Did I get the numbers for ON for you guys yet? I'm not sure if I actually set them. So just in case I didn't, we do have, it looks like a double beat here. So adjusted EPS at 0.74 versus the 0.71 estimate, and sales at the 1.603 against the 1.58 billion estimate. So very modest beats. I'm definitely thinking it's more about the guide there as well. And I'll get some more color on this as well.
I'm going to close PLTR.
Okay, this is where I would wait for one candle to close in 15 seconds. If it closes here or lower, then yeah, I'm with you. But if it bounces, then it could definitely, if it holds 134, this is the potential little bit of a scalp entry. But, it's like, I like it much more when it's like 5% of that 11% move, not all the way up at like 8, 9%. So you hit the meat and potatoes, you hit the 80% of the trade. And that's what you really want to see. But see how it's going to try to fight and reclaim for this. So for me, this candle did close under, so it's shaking algorithms out. If it loses this low, I'd have a hard stop now right under 133.25, because if it loses the low of the candle, then the algorithm's turned off. Otherwise, it's shaking them out, and then it can run and kind of reclaim this and flag on and up, or something like.
I literally caught like the bottom before the move. It was crazy.
Yeah. Insane. I wish I had listened to myself and said, I wonder if this is the time to buy. This candle would have scared the heck out of me. But at the same time, man, just cash money. It didn't even hold the lows. So the stop would have worked. Stop into the range would have worked. That's impressive. So there are ways to kind of really define your risk very tightly. It's just, man, you're going to be stopped out a lot for a very small amount. But hey,
I didn't even have a stop.
Oh, gunslinger. Love it. All right, I got to catch up on comments here. Sorry, guys. And yeah, we
it held to reclaim it. Sorry, I'm holding it still then.
Oh, Snap did. I'm sorry, guys. I'm late on the Snap here because we were watching our Palantir trade doing the thing off of that 9. See, there's that scalp we talked about. Could get in long there and you'd be in with a stop under there. So that's something to talk about there. But let's get into Snap chat. Looking like a strong move. Remember, measured move was up to 575 or so. We almost got there already. So probably nothing doing on this. We do have a nice double beat, though. So revenue came in at 1.6 billion, beating expectations of 1.54 billion. And we have adjusted EBITDA at 249.6 million, beating the expectations of 188.8 million, smashing those expectations. So not a bad move here. We can see if it's the start of something new for Snapchat here. But remember, not too much skin on the bone if you're just looking to scalp this today. Already right at that measured move, within a 3% moves of it. Maybe it gets another 10, 15 cents. Wouldn't expect too much more. If it does, though, that's where we could be looking at that kind of gamma squeeze, potential bottoming inflection point. So let's also talk about the Q3 guidance here. We have revenue at 1.7 billion to 1.74 billion versus expectations of 1.7 billion. So a slight modest guide up there, but still a guide up. Adjusted EBITDA 300 million to 350 million versus expectations of 330 million. So again, right in the middle of the expectations. But the whole thing is, this is not a semiconductor company. This is not Micron, right? So like the expectations are very, very different. A little bit different there. So interesting there, and we can keep an eye on this, but I'm more interested in Palantir still. I want to see, did it hold? Oh, look at it track just beautifully.
It's holding, yeah, it's holding beautifully. Yeah,
that's that bread and butter for me. Caesar, do you like the 9 moving average at all? Is that one that you have on your screen, or do you just not short hidden stuff?
No, I use 14, 50, and 200.
Oh, okay.
So for me, looking at Palantir, I would have been in at the 125, 124 area because it was holding above the 200 EMA.
On what time frame there? The hourly?
On the 15 minute, yeah, even on a 1 hour, even better. So
Yeah,
on the one
hourly
hour,
too,
it
though. Yeah,
was holding, yeah, it was holding over it. So that for me is a bullish.
I love that. Do you use those 200s on different time frames as kind of a break point? Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
totally
so
with you.
I have it so the 200. So when I look at my chart, I can see it on a 15 minute, one
Nice.
hour, and a 4 hour time frame. I can
Beautiful.
see it simultaneously. So I like
Well,
bigger time frame setups. It gives me the confidence to hold the position to the desired target, or if like I see a setup being or like a base being created on a 4 hour on a daily, I'm like, I know I'm going to get a reaction. I might not get like this monumental to the moon move, but I'm going to get something.
absolutely. No, I'm totally with you. And it's just beautiful on this chart too. You have the confluence of these 200 moving averages just stacked. You have the
Yeah.
400 or the 4 hour at 126.
Hmm.
You have the 1 hour at 124.50. You have your
Hmm.
15 that you were looking at 124. You have my
Hmm.
cat trying to climb my curtain. Get out of there. Yeah, it's so hard to stay on topic. You have such a nice reason to assume that it's going, as long as it's over those, you're in that uptrend, especially just overall. And I love that you say you have an indicator that basically stacks those on your current screen. That is kind of the secret sauce of my trigger system. It's not just the 200, but it is a moving average or EMA that is just displaying the same thing on all these different time frames. So if I put it on a weekly chart, this would be the EMA. If I put it on the 1 minute chart, it would be right here. And so having
Hmm.
them all in front of me, it's very easy for me to see like, hey, if I'm scalping, I want to get in off of like a pullback to the hourly trigger. Like for example, yeah, here's a good example. We'll get in here. So this stair step green line here, that's my hourly trigger. So I want to see a pullback and then a reclaim. And so say, all right, it kind of flushed out at the end. That was a BS day for intraday traders. But in general, if it holds over there, then it's going to want to reach up to the next one, which is going to be up into the daily or weekly if that's in the way. I think this one, yeah, the weekly was standing in the way, but it's just such a nice, reliable kind of just way to kind of frame trades where it's like it doesn't always have to work like this, but in general it's like you reclaim support on one time frame and then it will go for reclaiming support on a higher time frame, and eventually it'll fail and then it's going
Yep.
to go back and check for support in the same kind of way.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's very polite of you, Cleo. Pat me on the shoulder. You want to go out?
That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. But on mine, I'm actually looking at the different time frames, like individually, simultaneously, so I can see what the candles look like or forming on the 1 hour. I can see what it's forming or looking like on the 4 hour, right? So
Ah,
having that. So what I used to do with that, because I used to like mainly chart on Thinkorswim.
mhm.
So I would actually like take the price line and I would go through each time frame and I would mark those levels out. So if
Yeah,
price on the 4 hour is above the EMAs, I'll mark it off on the 4 hour. So that way, when I go down to a 15 minute or 1 hour, I can see where they are in reference to the ones that are currently on the specific time frame I'm looking at. But yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, cool stuff for sure. That kind of fractal look at the time frames I think can be very helpful for getting out of like, say, like the 1 minute bias or something and
Mhm.
really zoom out. Like you're saying, an hourly charts, there you have so much more to work with.
Yes, definitely. Wow.
All right, beautiful reaction here on Palantir. And man, so I just wanted to mark out this level saying, hey, if it holds above here, I think we're good to go for more this week. And this is the higher low double bottom that we're looking for in all of the names that are bottoming. When you do get this reclaim, it can be explosive, especially on earnings. So here's an example. Microsoft. I know you got to zoom in, but there's the same structure. That same, there you go. There's the higher low and the W. And then when it breaks through on earnings, it absolutely smashes it. Smashes it. So that's why I always look for this. This is my bread and butter setup, this right side of the wall breakout here. And now I'm working on something to quantify, like basically to scan the market for all of these kinds of setups. Because I don't want to miss them. I don't want to miss them like this. This I think this was one on Fastly here too, where it came down and then came and formed a higher one here and is now pushing up through this neckline. Sorry, messy chart.
No, it's not messy.
A well-loved chart.
You can still read it. You can still read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get the idea. It's just really I use Sharp Producer. He chart mogs me every Friday. He brings his own chart, and they're so pristine and clean, and they're just incredibly. I have like legit have OCD, and his charts like tickle my brain in the right way. I'm like, that's just such a nice presentation of information. So I got a lot to live up to here. That being said, let's take a look at Grab, see if that one's finally reported. I didn't see anything last I checked. Starting to ramp. Let me double check on the timing here, because I wasn't seeing it on my earnings whispers like I usually do. It might be reporting like in the middle of the night because it is a Southeast Asian company. So we can talk about what we can look for, but I don't know if we're actually going to get that move today. Definitely strong after hours so far, but still 2% on a high volatility stock, high beta stock. That's not the earnings result. We'll know. Snap still cooking though. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Still grinding on up. I said 170 or 575 was my expected move here, so that's right where we're at. We'll see if we go higher. What are we seeing?
I'm still good on my PLTR.
Oh, the affirmation spot saying the call is at 8 p.m. on Grab. Thank you. And welcome in, by the way. It's a name I have not seen, at least not much of. So glad to have you in here. If you guys are, whatever you guys are trading, just shout it out, and we're more than happy to pull up, whatever you guys are interested in. Sometimes we'll get different waves of people and like, all right, now we want small caps. Now we want large caps. We can do it all. So just let us know what you're looking at. We'll hook y'all up.
Also, I was just looking at IWM. It looks like it can possibly go to 300.
It's so strong, and I don't really get it. I'm not going to argue with it, though. I'm not fighting it, but it looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
One of the best traders I know, possibly the best. Sorry?
WM is waste management? No.
WM is waste management, but we're talking small caps, IWM here. Yeah, so just the Russell 2K. So one of the best traders I know, he was trying to short this thing. And I was sitting here going, I don't know, brother. I think it looks like a bull flag. And he's he's a thinking in bets kind of guy. So he's not crying because IWM's up. He has a lot of longs, don't worry. But, he was taking the asymmetrical bet that if things do start to roll, IWM will roll more. Or I think that maybe there was partially something going on with these, the pair trade nature of the long Qs, short IWM, and vice versa. So that is a really notable pair trade. And I'm wondering if he was kind of looking for, hey, if Qs are going to catch, if semis are going to be strong, maybe that money will come out of IWM. Doesn't seem like it's the case though, huh? Look at that. I think you're right on the setup to 100 or 300 tomorrow or on Wednesday, maybe this week.
Maybe, yeah. We'll
see. Alejandro, we can look to play this.
Yeah. We'll wait for a pullback tomorrow or something, whenever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe a pullback to what would be nice is, let me pull up my cam pivots, see where I'd like that dip by. This is a really useful tool. DM me if you want access to this or any of my other indicators. If you catch me in a good mood, I'll hook you up for free.
I'll make sure.
138 on Palantir, still pushing.
Nice.
140 next. And then
my profit target's at 140.
By the way, for IWM, I'd really like to see a dip buy just into like the pre-market from today, basically. So 294-ish down to maybe 293.50, that nice volume there. I don't want to see it lose 293, but I'd really like to see a nice pullback into here. Maybe something like this. Maybe it goes a little bit more down to the 294, then it bounces, forms a higher low in our bull supply zone here, off the prior highs. See that zone? So that's what I'm liking here. I think that IWM, that's probably how I would look to play it. Yeah, something like that. And then you take it here. Either there when it starts to curl up on the higher low and you put your stop under here. It's a little riskier than waiting for it to break. And then if you do wait for it to break, you get the back test right there. And so you can also buy a 30-year position here, a 30-year position here, and a 30-year position on the breakout too. If you're a little bit of a gunslinger and want more, like to practice on pyramiding in, this is like something that I kind of do when I'm feeling very sharp. You know, I isolate the high or low. I get a little bit in there. It breaks. I get a little bit more. It starts to work. I'll maybe take some off, maybe not. Then it comes back and confirms. And I add my last piece there and put the stop right under the high or low that I entered off. It's one of my favorite little playbooks. All right, let me catch up on some of these comments. Everybody's just ripping comments in here. I love it.
Someone asked about KLAC.
Absolutely. Angelo. Welcome. Let's
about them on 4 hour. If this thing can stay above, if it can get above 190, you could look to target around 220, 225 area.
Perfect. So yeah, what I like to do here is so I'll take the fibs of the high to the low of the range that I'm looking for a break, you know, and it's always the same, almost always the same thing, guys. I just like literally trade one pattern almost always. It's these higher low W's. So we have a lower low, we come up, form a neckline, higher low, often in the 50% of this range that we're forming. You can see it reclaimed there, and that would have been a good place to get in. So now, assuming that, like Caesar said, it can flip this 190, then first stop's going to be 196 here, and I'd say overshoot because it wants to sweep this little wick here. After then, oh, you also have the 200 round number. So that's, yeah, perfect place to take profit. Then you come back and you see if it can hold this 1.27 or if it needs to come back down and back test here. But regardless, assuming the back test holds or this catch holds here, then we should see expansion up to the next couple extensions here, the 1.6 extension and the 2 measured move. So this is the big spot for me, this 2x measured move of the base, and it brings you right back to the mitigation block for those ICT traders, basically to the area where a lot of longs got screwed. They got trapped. So now there's a big order up here just waiting for price to yank it back up. Think about it like this. Big chunk of orders. You see it all here on the volume profile. We're down here and we're bottoming. So yeah, we're going to rip it back up to the next big logical zone, and then we'll decide what we're doing. So that's what I'm seeing here for CLAC. Loving it through 190. Let's see. And also he was asking about what's up with Apple for the next August 21, 26, 305 calls. I'm not sure. Are they big? Or is there big flow on those? I can't look on stream probably. Opening up a third broker might break everything. Let me.
So they're looking for 120 calls?
No. For Apple, he said for the, like, what's up with Apple for the next August 21, 26, 305 calls. I would assume that there was a big order for those, and I would not be surprised if they hit, because we do have the potential higher low, and Apple is a good name. It's yes, there's like fear about the decelerating growth, which is never what you want to hear, but also it's not really. I think that people are going to keep buying Apple. It's just a dip. I think it was mostly selling because, it was trading at all-time highs like a defensive stock. And then we decided, hey, we're actually going to pump high beta stuff yesterday, 2 days ago. So I kind of look at this as like, it's almost like they were screwed as soon as they had earnings on that day and the market was ready to bottom on that day. You know, it's like if Amazon, if Microsoft, if they're all ripping, the money's got to come from somewhere. And if Apple's at the high of the range into that, it's going to be rough sailing there. So once it does find the dip buy, I would say over the 50-day, you can probably feel a little better about playing it for the reclaim up to 330. But those guys are gambling on those 305 calls.
Yeah, because it closed at 303, and from what I'm seeing on a daily, this thing could pull back to 296. And then, there is where I'd be looking for calls, or I'd look to be scaling into a position. And I mean, August 21, I don't know when you got those calls, but I mean, that's like, 2.5 weeks away.
Those are going to melt.
Yeah, that's kind of tight.
Yeah. So definitely, if you do, that's like one where you define risk with the premium value. Just say, hey, I'm willing to risk $200. That's how much a call is. I don't know how much a call is, but say, hey, set and forget kind of thing. Either it doubles or it dies. That being said, not really my type of trade, but I do like your level, Caesar. That 290 area. That seems like the prior swing high, 295, 296, somewhere around in there. Kind of retesting the breakout. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah. Like especially just looking at how it's gapped down several times, right? And we had a pivotal level was 317. So once this thing gapped down below that, dropped, and then I have the 50 EMA on the daily, which is 309.64.
Right. That's preventing,
And
or sorry,
yeah,
just a little 2-day resistance there, right? So far.
yeah, that's going to prevent it from going. So we've had 2 days where it just couldn't get above that. So at this point, it's like, okay, what's the trajectory? I would see it at least coming to retest the 296 before gaining enough strength to break through that 309. And if this thing gets under that 296, I mean, look out for 80, 280, 279.
Yeah, I would say this is roughly something like a bull path you might be looking for. See that 50 there. So it would come down, it would sweep liquidity here off the weekly trigger. It would form a higher low, come up, test it, form another higher low, and push into the gap. This would be like best case in my book. So it could easily get stuck here and not make this higher low and get trapped and go to the 200-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I see.
And again, 2.5 weeks. I mean, again, I don't know when they got those calls, but generally, I would probably be looking to do like 2 to 3 month calls on Apple. It doesn't move the quickest. So yeah, give yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you there, and I think he was just noting basically the high volume on the calls there, the high flow, but not sure about that. Seeing some call outs on VRT or some comments on VRT. Oh, nice day today. Coming back after the earnings, reclaiming the 200. I like this as well. Kind of the capitulation, yeehaw out and then down. And now I got to look at the other ones in the same kind of space. VST, I think, is a better chart. I don't know if it's a better company, but it is. I think it's a better chart. And I know they're both in the kind of AI infrastructure.
I closed PLTR just because I'm almost going to get ready to head out here. And then I just wanted to lock in some profit, 600 on that. That was nice.
Ooh, you go, girl.
Yeah. Go, look at that. Guys, all right. I'm just saying, did I call it or did I call it? I said catch here, and you get the 4% scalp right to the.
Yep.
There you go.
You gave me confidence to stay.
Yes,
I love it. I love it.
Hamid,
from my mouth to God's ears.
Take it easy, Hamid. I made 600 on PLTR. Okay.
You have a question.
You did great, Alejandro.
Yeah.
Hey. There we go.
Amazing. Let me hold $1, eh?
Hey, Mr. Jet Setter, I think you got enough dollars being held. Let's see, where are you going to do next, Caesar? What's the next trip?
Next trip is Atlanta on Thursday.
Yeah. On Thursday?
Yeah, so Thursday.
After I'm playing for the rest of it.
No, occasionally I do. Occasionally, like there's times where I do get burnt out, and then I'm like, you know what? I'll try to stay home for a little bit, but then something to come up, or I'll get an invitation, or someone wants to go somewhere, and I'm like, you know what? Sure, why not? Right? So I'm like, usually when friends be like, or when people are asking me about travels or trips, it's like, listen, give me the dates and time. I was like, if it fits my schedule, I'm there. I don't have to sit there and be like, oh yeah, let me ask for some PTO or let me put on the schedule and wait for approval. It's like, nah, just pick up and go. So this month I have a busy schedule. I have Atlanta, after Atlanta, Brazil, Mexico.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So it's a busy.
I was planning a trip with my girl. I was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go find our husband. We're gonna first go to Vegas. Play around a little bit, and then we're gonna go from Vegas to Boston, and then from Boston to New York. And I think New York is where I'm gonna find my soulmate.
I don't know. Is that how it works? It might be Boston. It might be Boston. I don't know. New York. They're a bit standoffish at times, and to a degree, there's a lot of pretending. But hey, good luck. Good luck. Vegas is. I also have Vegas. The 30th and the 31st. I'll be in Vegas. So.
Of August.
Yeah, this month. Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be a very fun time.
I'm sure it is.
And was it Brazil? I'm actually going to the headquarters of Black Arrow.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know they were located out of Brazil.
Yeah. Black Arrow. The main parent company is called Neurologica, but Black Arrow's main office or headquarters is in the city called Porto Alegre in Brazil.
Okay, very
Very
cool.
good.
That's a
Yeah,
country I'd love to travel to.
me
It's
too.
Yeah,
so I see some pictures that are just so stunning and just crazy beaches and crazy just I don't know like mountains, jungles. It feels like there's a ton of different terrain that's covered and
yes, there is. Yeah, there are like the mountain
big country.
terrain.
Mhm.
Oh, massive. I mean, it borders quite a bit of other countries. It
Mhm.
borders Colombia, Venezuela,
Mm.
I want to say Ecuador, Guyana, something like that. But it borders a few, Paraguay or Uruguay. It borders quite a bit of them. But over there, I mean, your money goes long. The people are friendly. They're all about, living life and fitness and beach and celebration.
So
Ali,
cool.
you might wanna, maybe you could find, the
Yeah,
lovely out there. They're very affectionate people
I need a little
and
bit of
hard workers
toxic.
too. Really. I mean, a lot of cultures, they do produce like a lot of like hardworking people. But yeah, they're up, very hardworking people.
I need a little bit of toxic, Caesar.
Well, you could get that
just
a
a
little
little bit.
bit too. You could get a little bit of that. The
You can find that anywhere
variety.
if you go
Yeah.
looking for it.
I'm
Talk says,
just
please,
kidding.
not Boston, not Boston.
No.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, I'm heading out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Definitely be on for Thursday. I'm excited for Thursday because I'm the one doing the reel for Thursday's earnings.
Let's
So
go.
I'll see
Awesome.
you guys tomorrow, 6 a.m. on Fivers, and then 10 a.m. Pacific time with Steve. See ya.
Awesome. Can't wait. Have a great time.
Hi, Ali. And then there were two.
And then there were two. All right.
Yes.
When the boss is away, the
See
nerds
ya.
will play. What do we got? What do we got? What are your favorite semiconductors? What are your favorite chips here besides Intel? That's what I want to know. That's what I want
I
from you.
mean, besides Intel, I like AMD.
Okay.
Uh,
I like AMD too.
NVIDIA is still a good one for me. And then there's a
Sorry,
couple
which
of
one was that?
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still holding. I've been slightly green or slightly red for so long on this one. So one of these days
Yeah.
it'll pay me out.
Yeah, just got to give us some, like, we just got to weather the next few months. I think next year we're gonna end up having some really, really nice moves, especially in the chip sector.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, but outside of those, there's a couple of Taiwanese semis, but my main one, and like that's had like my full attention has been Intel, like just for the fact that they have their own supply chain,
Yeah,
right?
I love it too. I'm totally with you. Like there's been so much. I feel like just because of methods of market mechanics and like positioning and stuff, Nvidia has been underperforming for quite a while, and it's made everybody kind of. It's been long enough that everybody's second guessing the fact that like they're integral to the AI build out. No matter which way you slice it, Nvidia is going to be doing just fine. So I think that yeah, they're just a nice safe bet in the name. I'm seeing a lot of other great names being thrown out here. I like AMD a lot. I think AVGO Broadcom, another amazing choice in the kind of
Hmm.
safer area. This thing's been
Yeah.
digesting its fall from earnings that we broadcast this one nicely off the 500, now coiling nicely up right under the 400. I think that these charts are still good to go higher. If you look at this weekly chart, it just looks like a really aggressive flag, just like this. And when it's ready, it'll break and it'll go. And I think this is another great name. Going through some of these other ones that people are mentioning. What's up, Sean? ETN and VST, both very high quality, kind of industrial. Oh wow, look at ETN. Just buy this and just go hang
Hmm.
out at the pool, huh? Right? That's a beautiful chart.
Yes, it is.
Look
Well, I
at
like
that.
that.
Mamma mia, that's pretty. That's a weekly too, so it's got some legs. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so that's on the focus list. Got to add some of that.
ETN,
Mamma
yes.
mia. Yeah, so that's super high quality. That's something that Talk's been hammering the table about for forever. So great call there. Speaking of which, let's check out our other baby. How's GEV doing today? Still hanging out, still liking this one in a flag. I think it's gonna just look like it double tops and then not double top and go higher once it rebases off this higher low here. Some more names mentioned. I really do like VST. I'm close to taking a position. I need to do a little more research, but this seems to be like one of the best areas in the energy, heating, cooling, or energy and cooling kind of AI infrastructure component here. Really liking this on a higher time frame. Caesar, what do you think about like the VST and the VRTs? Are you involved in any of these names?
Nope. VST, no, but I will. Was that VST?
Yeah,
But I
VST is Vistra, and
Yeah,
then we
but I
also
will tell you my outlook on it.
Mhm.
As far as the stock itself, I do like the weekly chart looks really good to me. We've
Yep.
had a massive consolidation with the base being between 145 and 136. Yeah, 140, well, no, 145, 136, 138 area. I would love this once it gets over 167. And then if I take a gander at a monthly, oh, the monthly's forming a bull flag. I love
Yeah, that's
that.
what I was thinking too. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
it's like,
finally time for these. I feel like almost,
yeah.
hopefully, fingers crossed. So I
Fingers
like this
crossed.
one too. What's up?
Nah, I said fingers crossed. I mean, it looks really, really good. I love it. Yeah, the
Nice.
weekly, the monthly, it's a great area. I mean, if you were stalking the monthly, this that pullback to 135, between 135 and 138 was a great area for you to start like scaling in. And now what you're looking for is you're looking for price to get over 160. Over 160, it can come retest that 170. That 170 area is going to be a pivotal point. But if it can hold that back up to 200, and if the chips can come back into that, bullish mode, you could end up seeing new all-time highs on this.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. This is one of the areas that I'd like to build into a larger position, along to go with my basically GEV, and I have a starter of BE from, oh my goodness gracious, 160. That's my entry. So feeling very good about that one. But still going to be a tough trade. I figure I'm going to get another chance to buy some of this, maybe off the 200 day at 180, maybe not. But either way, keeping an eye on this one. This is my speculative play. I have GEV as one of my pillars, and I really want that VST, I think, for the kind of third leg in that stool for the
Yeah,
energy side of the AI infra.
I like it.
Awesome. So I'm also curious about, while we got you here, you're just a wealth of knowledge here, and I'm starting to look at some of these photonics plays as well. And I know it's a
Mhm.
little bit further out in terms of like the fundamental timeline. It's more of like a 27, 28, 29 play. But they look good and they're on sale off the 200 days. Stuff like GLW, Corning Glass, very high quality there. Sure, kind of chaotic on the daily, but on the monthly, it's trying its best. It's a crazy candle, right? I don't know what to do with this monthly.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I know, right? I
Uh,
don't know. So it might take time
this
to kind of settle.
Yeah, this is a massive discount on the on was it GLW. I like the
Yeah,
monthly. I know that previous monthly candle, just that massive collapse from the gap down and open at 239 and a drop all the way down that month to 115. Right now reclaiming, it's reclaimed the 134.37 level. That was the prior base it created before ripping up to 271. So anything in this area is a great long for a possible retest of the highs or even a possible lower high potential, which is still going to give you about 50 to maybe 80 points, which is
right,
not
right.
bad at all. That's
Absolutely. So I'm loving it. That's exactly what I was thinking here. Talk shouted this one out, and I bought a little. And the more I look at it, the more I like it. Essentially, what I'm also seeing is just we have the 200 day, we have this high volume node, the same level that you were mentioning. When I go to an hourly here, to me, it looks like we just got the higher low confirmed here as well. So I
hmm
hope this sticks and falls through tomorrow. But to me, this is looking pretty good for this neckline here coming
Yeah.
down. Yeah, and I think this is
Yeah. Are
cash
you in
money
it
here.
right now?
What's up?
If you, I say, are you in it right now?
Yeah, starter. It's a small position, especially on stream. I just kind of grab a few shares and then see how it starts going, then add into
Yeah,
it if it
I
works.
like it. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. The breakout, today's breakout above 142 and closed above it. So now I'm looking at a 4 hour, right? So if you shift to a 4 hour, you could
Mhm.
see how the 142.54 was the prior base or consolidation, right? We had that
Yeah.
one, I think was it yesterday? Yesterday it ran up, or yeah, I think yesterday it ran up above the 142 level
Yeah.
and it came back down, closed below it, and then the next towards the end of the day, it ended up the candle closed red, right?
Yeah.
So today's movement, I would say, solidifies the movement back up. I mean, you could look for this to push over 153. If it can get over 153 on the
Yeah.
daily, I would like this for a 170, 168, 170 push.
Well, my 1.27 fib, which is where it needs to break to keep going to its targets, that's 152.70, and my measured move is 170. So I have to agree, my friend. I love that.
Yeah,
Very
well,
cool stuff. Seeing the systems kind of lining there. So
hey,
sorry,
yeah.
guys. I'm falling behind on the comments here because there's so many good ones. Hesh44. Hopefully this answers this one here on what we think of GLW. I'm a big fan, and I'll throw one more on the radar there too. Light Lumentum. I called this one out. I don't still hold it. I scalped it for $70 on a couple shares each. I got in it with 650, and I feel like a little bit of a jabroni because a few days later it's 20% higher. This one was screaming off of its 200 day, but that's where I was purchasing it. I missed it, I didn't get it right there, but a bounce off of it and then a reclaim. So this is a wild one. I think that there's a lot of room in these sectors still. You can start to look around. Maybe Marvell is finally ready as well in the space, or maybe even more degenerate. We can look at the poets and stuff like that. The most ambitious crayons ever, but hey, it could happen.
Yes, sir.
And any let's see, anything else in the comments jumping out at you that you want to talk about? I'm just kind of going through them here, but
Yeah,
feel free to jump
someone
in.
mentioned, has the market been a little irrational since the PDT rule changed?
What?
From what I'm seeing, no. The irrationalness that's coming in the market, or the choppiness that we're seeing, is, it's Trump tweeting, 1 minute things are good, next minute are bad. Then it's, him holding press conferences and, discussing certain matters and going back and forth and, shaming the other side, or, making outlandish comments and remarks. But no, like, I haven't seen personally, I mean, I haven't seen like massive, back and forth to where I can, I guess, equate it with the PDT rule changing, because there's still a lot of brokerages that they haven't implemented it yet, right? There's been a few that have, but not every single brokerage in the US has fully put the new PDT rules into effect. Like, a lot of them, they have until like the end of the year to
Yeah.
start implementing it. And but what is going to, yeah, just different things are going to cause volatility and momentum and possibly choppiness. I mean, the market tends to be very choppy when Trump is speaking, or we have certain data releases. Today we had a few data releases and stuff like that. So it's nothing out of the norm. And mind you, I mean, I've seen a 12% move in one day. I've seen a bunch of limit ups and limit downs, and this is going back to COVID. Stuff for you guys to understand is that a lot of things in the market has been changed on a technical side to
Yeah.
further endorse volatility and massive movements, right? I remember back in 2020, it was like October of 2020 is when they increased the limit up and the limit down in the market, right? So for those of you guys are asking, are wondering why, like which markets I'm talking about, specifically the futures and commodities, right? Certain stocks, if they move a certain percentage, it gets halted for about maybe 10 minutes, SEC reviews, and then it comes back into effect, right? That's what if you're trading big cap, small cap, it happens more on small caps and low floats.
Yeah.
But the overall market, let's say S&P, triple Qs, or the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, the Russell, when before COVID, the limit up and limit down was 5%. October of 2020, they increased it. They increased it to like 10% or so, which is why, like, I believe it was sometime this year that we had a 12% run up in a day after Trump stated that, oh, certain deals or agreements with tariffs was being halted and whatnot. So things are being changed in the back end to cause and to endorse and promote more volatility. Options trading prior to recently, you weren't able to option trade, open or close an option until 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It's
Yeah.
going into effect to where you can do it pre-market, right?
I
So
hate it so much, dude. It's like, no, don't give me. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to give out plays at 5 in the morning.
yeah, listen, and then the whole 23 hours a day of trading, like that's something that's being implemented. I mean, like never before what I, at 8 p.m. in the evening, am I seeing Tesla, Nvidia, Meta being traded. I'm looking at my level twos and I'm like, what the hell? Like the first time that they did it, the beta test, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be other stocks and other equity sectors that are going to come into that 23 hours. And I'm just like, it's great for day traders, but for swing traders, this could be a nightmare, right? Because now there's no incentive for you to hold a position for, a tremendous amount of time, because right now, you know that, okay, come 8 p.m., it stops trading. You might get a little gap up or gap down at 4 or 5 in the morning or 6, right? But you're not sitting there like, oh my God, at 12 o'clock or at midnight, you could sit there and trade, or something comes out and it just demolishes your position. So
It's a wild dynamics here. I just wanted to say one thing. I'm not saying any kind of conspiracy theory. All I want to say is this era was where we started doing the unlimited PDT. When that rule came out of effect, it was right here on this little gap down green day, and then it was just washy choppiness ever since then. So maybe just a complete coincidence, but I think that there's a little more incentive to just sweep things around a little bit more and just collect some of those shares. Probably just being a conspiracy theorist. But I'm seeing a lot of great comments that I'd like to touch on really briefly here. A Popshin mentioning a lot of these memory names. So Micron, I'm in Micron. It's hanging out here. I think we'll have our day in the sun pretty soon here, assuming that we can get some traction to the upside through this 835 level is the big one for me. 835, assuming we can push through there, then I'm feeling really good about this. Sorry, messy chart, but higher low type setup here on the Micron. So I am holding this swing. Small position size, got in first at 720 somehow. Scalped out over 900, got bopped on, and now starting to kind of reaccumulate the trims I took as we've tried to find a base here. So liking that one. SanDisk, we got the earnings coming up, remember. So earnings coming up, is it tomorrow? 2 days, Wednesday. So we'll be talking about that as well. Hard to say, but I like the potential for the higher low here. They've washed out enough. If the trade is going to keep going higher, I think this is probably where it has to start catching. I'm thinking there. AAOI, another fun one in the photonic space, very, very high beta. I own one share of this as a tester from 84 off the 200 day. I wish I had just bought a bunch. As always, almost always a great idea to just buy leading names when they come back and reclaim the 200 day. Very rarely doesn't work for at least a 10-20% bounce. So sitting pretty on this entry up about, 26%. Why did I only have one share? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But hey, it's a forever share now. Going on down. Talk says buy the basket. GLW, LITE, AAOI, and CIN. So that's Corning, Lumentum. I don't know what AAOI is. Applied Optoelectrical or whatever. And then Sienna. So Sienna, also the same thing right off this 200 day. And I like all of them. And Talk also saying something interesting. The hedge is a copper position. So this is something I want to look at really quick. We're going to do light over COP-X. So we're going to do... So it looks like Lumentum is gaining... I don't know. This looks like a flag. This basically looks like Lumentum, the chart. So this is comparing Lumentum, the photonics, to COP-X, the copper miners. It seems like I'm not really getting much from this that I wouldn't from just looking at the light chart. It's the same chart. So I don't know how much of a hedge it really is, Talk, but I get what you're kind of saying. I think they both go up, right? Because I think it's the photonics names and copper names. So the idea being copper is the actual, yes, and then the photonics is the replacement for it. But it's at the same time, it's like if the demand is going up, then we need the photonics. It feels kind of like a solar versus energy. Like there might be certain news catalysts where one will move and the other won't, or will it move inverse to each other? But overall, a bigger demand for energy equals a bigger demand for energy alternatives. A bigger demand for copper and for wiring means that there's a bigger demand for, photonics. And who do we got in the dojo here? Yo, 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 yo.
Wake you guys up real quickly.
Let's go.
We're about to end it off here, but hey, hitting the levels here. I said 135. Got lines in, hitting them around, so we're pretty much hitting right on the dot. Said 135 minimum, 145 max. Looking good, looking great. Now this could end up being like Microsoft in some of these plays where we continue up and move over the next few days. I like some PLTR here. Nice good move up today. Someone asked earlier, did we see it down? We were talking about that. Like, I don't know if we see it down. We might see this popping back on up here. This could see by tomorrow. Just by everyone know, in pre-market, watch for this to move into 145, even maybe here in after hours. If not, 150.
150. I love it, man. I love it. So it's done the thing and then some. We were talking about, Josh, the bread and butter here. If you see my screen, if you didn't want to take the gamble, Alejandra took the gamble. She printed big. She got out. I said, hey, you can get in right here on a reclaim of the 9, the first test of the 9. That's that. You know, the same thing we got on Amazon, the same thing we got on Apple. And if we do have a little bit of room to go till that measured move, or till the expected move, which was 11% up, see, that's a 3.5%, 4.5% scalp right there. That's good enough to make me interested. But then if we do get the bigger move, that expected move gapper, well, then you've just secured a little swing entry from a really nice level here for the longer move here. So I think that is how I would manage this if I was still in any Palantir from this entry that I called out. I actually did not take the trade. It happened pretty quick. But good stuff there. Love to see it.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Just jumping on in. Just jumping on in. Just jumping on in. Caesar over there waking him up. I saw him yawning a second ago.
He's got to get one of these things. I got a quarter of a can left, and I'm just getting started.
H2O for me, my good sir. You know how I do.
There you go. There you go. So how are we feeling? What do we need to wrap up here? What's going to tie a nice bow on the day? I'm going through comments here.
Ready for tomorrow. That's what I'm ready for. AMD, barn burner sauce tomorrow. So I am super ready for some AMD tomorrow. I think we're going to have, I'm going minimum 50 points worth of movement.
I love it. I'm here for it. I want these to explode because I took some positions, and I think that it's going to work out just great.
I love you. So what am I so? Is that what you're about to sing?
I wish. That was way better than what I was going to do. What I'm going to do is, give me 1 second, Josh. I'm going to try to do something behind the scenes, which might be good for us. Let me.
Oh, when we got so close to giving away another 25K eval, I should have been over here early to say, smash the like button. Smash, smash, smash. We're so close. Where's D-Rider when we need him? We just need like 4 more likes. Log into all your accounts. Do it real quickly. What do we got here, Steve? What are we playing for us in the background?
Well, I was trying to see if it looks like we're going to be doing a couple account giveaways tomorrow, unless I can figure it out real quick. Sorry, I was hoping to buzzer beat that.
We haven't done it yet. We haven't done it. Okay, heck yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. Ayosh says, let's do it. Heck yeah, I didn't know. All right, let's do a giveaway then. I got the link.
Yeah, I think Ayush is going to share his screen here, and then we'll be good to go. So whenever you're ready, Ayush, feel free to take the reins.
What's going on? Are you doing it?
I was having some trouble logging in, so I'm talking to Ayush. I think he's going to pull it up. I'm double checking right now.
I got it. He says he's like, Josh.
Oh, are you in?
He gives me the power. Yeah, I got it.
So that's why I couldn't get in. You were bumping me.
I got the power. Yeah.
Love it.
There we go, baby. Bam. Oh, what's going on here? They didn't like my password.
No captain, no problem. What you trying to do over here?
There we go.
He was not talking to us today. What do you mean? I'm just so busy, Hamid. I've been looking at all these things. You know I love you. You know I got love for all my day ones, all my OGs.
All right, I've got it pulled up. Let's do it. A Gunner, Hamid, Nigel, smash that like button, tag Adrian. Come on now. Where is my guys at? Hamid, come on, Hamid. Let's go. Let's go, Hamid. Guess what? The one Hamid I actually knew in my life ran an Italian restaurant called, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Luigi's. Okay. Luigi's back in the day, some of the best Italian food I've had. And he also, no lie, Hamid, truly from somewhere in the Middle East for sure, ran an Italian joint, right? Kind of weird, but he made some of the best Italian food you could think of. Also, like I said, had a gun store-ish in the back, because that's where my dad, I'll never forget. You thought it was like a janitor's closet? Oh no, you walked into the janitor's closet. You thought you were walking into the mafia club, baby. All of a sudden, he's got guns hung up on the, like, I as like a 10, 11-year-old, and he's like, hey, what do you want, Tommy? Talking to my dad, I'm like, and that's literally where my dad got his first gun, was from Hamid.
That is awesome. Shout outs Hamid. I was going to say, this sounds very metropolitan. This is almost like New York. It's a meshing of cultures, you know, very, very progressive. And then you're like,
you think you're in like New York, some borough, Chicago. No. Little Rock, Arkansas. Hey, he probably was from if I was older, Josh, I would be asking these questions. Like, okay, Hamid, where did you originally have your shop? What big city were you doing this in before you came here? Because I love it. All right, let's do the drawing. I love it. No, that Hamid though. Every time I think of Hamid, I never given my story about Luigi's Hamid and having like the little gun store in the back of his Italian restaurant. Let's give the drum roll.
That's an awesome detail, man. Is that a common thing? I know we're going on to the next thing, but I need to know: are gun stores just everywhere?
And maybe in the South, yeah, you can do that.
Juan in the house.
Juan, congratulations! You have a 25K flex account. Credits. Now, that doesn't mean you can go use that toward a 50K or 100K or 200K. It doesn't mean you have to get the 25K. It's just enough credits, essentially money in the bank to go get the 25K for free. Juan, congratulations. You'll get an email from us in about 2 to 3 business days. You should see something in your mail. Check your spam just in case. But Juan, congratulations. And yeah, I'd say in the South, that's a little bit maybe more of a thing than... you know, you can find gun stores just on every. It's like.
Well, we got gun stores, but not connected to pizza parlors. That's the distinction here. That's dope.
Maybe that's more of a northern thing. But I'll never forget walking. I'm like, where are we going back into this closet? And yeah, that was funny. Anybody holding early Hamid is real champ, Josh. Oh yeah, for sure. He went right back. Joshua Walker's from Little Rock. Are you okay? Joshua, you're from Little Rock. Or are you still in Little Rock? Because I'm from Little Rock, moved all around, and now I'm back just north of Little Rock, about to be building my home. Back home, finally, after journeying around for the last 15 years. Well, we've been back for about 5 years, but that's awesome, Joshua. 2 Joshuas in Little Rock. Oh, look. Angelo says, I want it. He loves it. He says, give me an Italian place where I can go in the back, hang out with Hamid, put out an Uzi to protect the family.
There you go. That's what you need. You need the home defense Uzi to go along with your cheesy breadsticks, and you need them in the same place. You know, come on. This is America. Gosh darn it. And don't you forget it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it.
Walker, hit me up. Hey, Yush, if you wouldn't mind putting my links out there too as well. Hit me up. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. Put one of those out there, Yush. Put my Instagram and my YouTube out there. Hit me up on one of those two. We'd love to get together with you sometime. Do a little Rock meetup or something. If anything, we can do like a free Zoom. I do one-on-ones paid, but heck, I'd do a free one with you, buddy. You're from my hometown, still live here. Woo, pig suey! Let's go Razorbacks. Let's go Razorbacks. And yeah, big day tomorrow. We'll wrap up here. I know you guys have been rocking and rolling all day long. Tomorrow, don't forget to join us. Steve will be back in the morning. Jesse's back in the morning. I'll be in the morning. Money Mitch in the morning. We got Michael Noss and Airplane Jane out, but we still have plenty of information for you guys tomorrow. Don't you worry about it. We got you covered. Caesar, Steve, I know I came in, bust up chops, and coming at the end of the day. Any last words from you guys?
Nah, just take it easy. See y'all tomorrow. The earnings play for the week continue.
Yeah,
sure, absolutely. We had a good one here. We caught some nice trades, and I've been big chilling. It's nice to have some green across the boards and not have to choose between software or chips. So I've had a great time. Thank you so much for joining, guys. And we'll be back first thing in the morning. I'm looking forward to joining Mitch for another morning stream. That was a lot of fun too.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. And thank you guys again for joining us, not only on the live stream here, Nigel, Adrian, everyone else, Hamid, Tack, Crow, but again, Caesar, thank you for filling in, and Steve, as always, in the afternoon. You guys have a great, safe, blessed, beautiful rest of your day.
Yes, sir.
See you back tomorrow.
There, y'all.